Hi guys, this is Patricia from Ranee Cat Crochet, and this is another Tales from the Craftroom video. Although I should call it Tales from the Couch, because that's pretty much where I've been. I'm gonna make sure that TV don't come on. So it's also labeled The Tale of Two Weekends, because even though it was only one weekend, it is two totally different scenarios, two different weekends. Is what it felt like. But so it started out really good. Crystal, the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, had her yarn sale, and I shouldn't have bought this time, but I couldn't help myself. I bought two hanks, and they're coming. Called Raspberry Glitz. So it has a little bit of glitzy in it, and it's merino wool. And I'm thinking about probably making a cowl with it, but since it is raspberry and I do have some green, I know those go together really well. So I might make something with some stripes of green in it. I'll hold them up together to show you guys whenever the yarn gets here. It'll be a little bit, but so anyway, that was Friday night, and we went out that Friday day, and you guys saw my yarn haul from Hobby Lobby. We get home from that after that video that I posted. I actually posted that while I was outside the house. That was pretty cool because I've never done that before, because it takes up a lot of time if you have only so many gigs. I mean, some of you have this whatever gigs you want to use when you're outside the house, but mine is Mint Mobile, and you get up to 6 gigs for your plan per month. But if you go over that, then everything is slow, but it's okay because I hardly ever go over that. So to me, $15 a month, so worth it. I don't pay a huge cell phone bill, and I'm not sponsored by them, although Ryan Gosling, I believe is his name. It's his company. And if he, no, Ryan Reynolds, that's who it is, Ryan Reynolds. If he, from Deadpool, if he wants to sponsor me, I'm ready. But anyway, but no, it's his Mint Mobile company, and it's really cheap. It's so worth it. I don't like paying high cell phone bills, and I'm not one of those people that constantly use my phone. I mean, I do in the Wi-Fi, but like if I leave the house, I hardly ever use it except for to record in the mobile crochet unit. So anyway, I got off on a tangent. But anyway, I uploaded a video while I was outside of the house. That was pretty cool. But anyway, so when we got home, I had a McDonald's coffee in my hand, and I was walking into the house, and it had a straw. I was still outside, and had my walker and everything, but I bent over to pick something up, and the straw let the coffee into my bag of Hobby Lobby yarn. Collective gasp right here. I saved 3 of them and had to order, 3 of them didn't get coffee on them, and I had to order the rest. I think I had 3, 6, 7, 8 skeins, and to do the American flag blanket. And yes, technically I could have washed those and then used them, but it's for the baby blanket, so I couldn't reuse those for the baby blanket, so I had to get more for the baby blanket. So I got online while it was still 30% off and ordered those. So I've almost paid twice as much for this blanket, but it's okay. It's okay. It will be okay. That's my mantra for the rest of the weekend. Okay, so, but still good, still good. The next day I go to the quilting bee. I get some homework, and I learned that everything I was doing was wrong. and how to do it right. I mean, the lady was really awesome. She really knew her quilting stuff, and so I learned a bunch of things. I got my that's what this pattern kind of is. I got my squares laid out in what order, and so they're not repeating, because they're repeating squares, but if you place them in certain ways, then it looks good, it looks cohesive. You don't have to worry about your mind mixing them up every time. And then as you take them up, you pin them in the rows that they're in, and in the order that they're in the row. And that way, when you lay them back out again to pin your sashing, which is the word I learned, in between them, that it'll be in the order that you planned it. I even took a picture of all the squares, and I took a picture of each set of squares, and I got a map for when we get to put this quilt together. But my homework was, I have to go to the store and buy 2 yards of fabric, 1 yard each. One for the sashing and one for the cornerstones, which I learned the intersections between squares, because you're putting sashing in between the squares, and then there's an intersection for each row, goes across the vertical rows and the horizontal rows. Right there in the middle where they cross, you put a little square, and that's called a cornerstone. So anyway, so I need 1 yard of material for the cornerstones, and 1 yard of material for the and you might see Kage crawl across my lap because he's sneaking up on us right now. And so I need two yards, and I need for the sashing, I need either a yellow color we figured out, or an orangey color, because some of the cats are orange tabby cats, and it would go really well with that. And there's quite a bit of red in there, so the cornerstones are going to be red, and the sashing is going to be probably orange or yellow, depending when I get to the craft store, which I was directed to. So there's a craft store I need to go to that has good fabric, and a lady who knows what she's doing. I don't know her name, I just know she's redheaded, and that's who I'm supposed to look for. This lady had some details, except for she forgot the other lady's name. But anyway, so do you guys all remember cookie tins where you got them for Christmas and they had butter cookies in it, and or different candies or fudge or whatever, and your grandma saved those, and she had her sewing kits in them, you know, saved them for sewing kits or emergency first aid kits or whatever that they used them for after that. Well, I remember the sewing tins with, you know, from the butter cookies. And I remember my mom had a sewing kit, but it was like I don't know if it was from Tupperware, but everybody back then had a sewing kit that looked just like that. It was plastic, kind of like a picnic basket almost, but plastic. And my mom had all these sewing things in it, and I played in it and stuff like that, and my grandma had some sewing tins, so I have nostalgia for that. Well, I got the cookie box tin crochet kits. They're all in tins. As a matter of fact, I still have some that Ranee and my mom got me that I haven't done yet, so I have more of these tins, which I'll be putting more things in them. But I made myself a cookie sewing tin, even though it didn't have cookies in it to begin with. But it's our version, you know. But anyway, I've got my my sewing pins that I got from the Hobby Lobby, and some stitch markers. It has both crochet and sewing in it. Some kitty cat stitch markers I ordered, and some teacup stitch markers I ordered. I've showed these on the channel before, so you have to go back and watch that to find out what you know, where they came from and everything. Then I've got a pair of shears and some leftovers from the Cindy Lou Who scarf um, blanket, just in case I ever need that. But you know, in those sewing tins, they had little notions in them. So this is totally okay to keep in my sewing tin. I have a little heart that's made from a stone that if you get it in the light, you can see gold running through it. But anyway, I have some thread that I bought for a certain project. These two things each have a project in the future. I bought these zips, or zippers as we call them in America, zips. I think they call them in the UK. But these each have a project that I won't be saying what it is because it's also a gift. But anyway, and then I got some sewing needles. I've got this. I tried to make a ring. Yeah, I've got to rewound my string again and put a piece of tape on it because it's just coming off and wrapping itself around everything. But anyway, before my son left, he wanted to dye some eggs, nostalgia. The last Easter that he was here, we call it Resurrection Sunday, but everybody else calls it Easter. So anyway, I figure Easter is a good reference for you to know what I'm talking about. But you know those Dudley egg dipping things where you make the Easter eggs and you have those copper rings to dip your egg down in? Well, I saved those because it was the last time we did eggs together, and I was going to make a copper ring out of them to wear to remember. But I wasn't good at it. But I saved it, though, and it's down in this tin. They're like little time capsules kind of things. I just remember my grandma had all kinds of stuff in hers. And if you have one, comment down in the comment box if you have any little keepsakes or anything in yours, or if you have your grandmother's or your aunts or whatever, So anyway, and then in the bottom, I have some more Cindy Lou Who stuff. And I've got some stickers. I got the sticker that came with the cookie box tin. I have a kitty cat. I got these in, I believe, from Missi in my Christmas card, I think. Or it could have been a Halloween card. I don't remember. But anyway, I get stickers from Missi and Ranee. And if you see stickers on this channel, they either came from Missi or Ranee. But anyway, Ranee from the Woolly Llama, Missi from Missi's Yarniverse. Some more links will be in the description. But isn't that really beautiful? I love that. And then it's a great day to crochet. And a kitty. Pretty sure that one came from Missi. But I have more stickers that Ranee gave me too that I'll show in some other video. I think I showed them when I got them, but I'll show them again. And I'm sorry I'm losing my voice. You're going to hear like way more stuff. There will be no crochet in this video, but I will show you the progress I got on the veterans blanket because I'm working really hard trying to get that done to get to the American flag blanket to try not to have 8 million whips going at once. But anyway, so I was so proud. I took my sewing kit and my squares thinking I knew what I was doing and I was going to get a lot done. And I did get a lot done, but it was different progress than what I thought it was going to be because I had no clue what I was doing. So anyway, so the coffee spilled in the yarn. I had to reorder some yarn. I was upset, but whatever. I was going to my Aunt Becky's and I'm going to quilt with the girls, so I was happy. I needed to get there early so I could help my Aunt Becky with some things, but I didn't end up helping that much, but I did do some things. But anyway, and it turns out it was just me, Aunt Becky, and the lady who was teaching. Nobody else showed up. I don't know why they didn't, but I guess they had their reasons. But anyway, some of them were medical reasons. I know my aunts all have something, runs in the family. But so anyway, I had a great time. I had an awesome time. And even though it was just us, and the lady taught me a lot, and I learned how to square off my squares, which I've got to get an ironing board to press my squares, because you're not supposed to rub them, because it makes the material stretch, I found out. So to press my squares so they're all flat, and then square them off, I would need to get a squaring square and stuff. But anyway, and a cutting tool. So on the way home from Aunt Becky's, I started to get a pain in my shoulder. And it just ramped up from there. I didn't do anything to make that happen. It's just rheumatoid arthritis. It decides that there are invaders in your system, and it attacks them, even though there are no invaders. It's ghost echoes. And it decided that they had to die. So they all the white cells in my body ran to my shoulder. I just know that this is how it works. It's not that I can tell, other than there's a pain ramping up. And the pain gets so bad that you can't do anything but keep your arm close to your body and don't move. And it won't matter, because the pain is so bad. You would take 100 million pain relievers without even batting an eye if you didn't know that it wasn't going to help. And there was just, like I say, I cannot make decisions in that time, because I would probably make poor decisions, because it's just so bad. But I knew I would have went to the hospital for that kind of pain. And I'm sorry the camera's shaking, because it's sitting out on a pillow on my lap, because my walker got left in the car, and so I'm kind of having to wait till my husband gets back home. But anyway, so it was really bad, and I could not do anything about it. I took some Tylenol PM and went to sleep that night. And then when I woke up the next morning, it was a little less, but still really bad. So all I could do was sit on the couch and not move. So that's what I did. I slept pretty much here, leaning my head back, and not moving all Sunday. I just watched the internet, and Kage slept in my lap, and I slept on and off. I just pretty much slept most of the day and just tried to get through it. But at least it wasn't as excruciating as the night before, and that's the way it is with rheumatoid arthritis. You just have to get through it, and once it's over, it's like it never happened. But then, if that wasn't enough, I was on my way to bed Sunday night, last night, and the vacuum cleaner was left in a different spot, and it was dark in my bedroom, and I stepped on the edge of it, which made me off balance. And with muscle memory, I'm guessing, I have a dog cage, or I had one that Harley would sleep in at night, but she's been passed, and my husband decided to get rid of it, which I knew, but in the moment of falling, you just muscle memory, right? So whenever I used to walk in the bedroom before, if I'd lose my balance, I knew I could catch myself on the dog cage and right myself. So I'm guessing that's what my body thought it was doing. So I leaned the other way, thinking I was going to lean into the dog cage, and it wasn't there, obviously, and my husband's weights were all on the floor. So I fell into the pile of my husband's weights. He lifts weights to keep his arms strong, and I hurt myself, and I screamed, and I woke him up from a dead sleep. It was just ridiculous. And then he had to help me up off the floor, because once I'm on the floor, I can't get back off of it. I don't have the strength. Like I said, I don't have the strength to open up a water bottle. And so I can't get myself off the floor. If I fall during the day, I have no choice but to call for help. And that's why I used my walker, but my walker was in the car. We forgot to bring it in. And so, yeah. Moral of the story is keep your medical equipment with you at all times. But anyway, so yeah, so this morning I thought I was going to be all bruised up from my hip and my arms and the way I landed. And I'm really sore, but I don't have bruises. So thank Jesus for that. And so, but as you can tell, I had a really good part of my weekend and I had a really bad part of my weekend. And I'm just trying to be good, so not much crocheting is getting done. Although, before I fell that day in the car, after I showed you guys the progress on this, I got a little bit more done. Sorry about my arm, you guys. But anyway, if you can see, it's a little bit bigger than what it was. And this is almost 2 skeins. You can see where I tied. I only had 1 skein when I showed you guys, and I hadn't had the new skein tied on yet. So that's where I've tied. So I did from here to here. That's about four more rows. And I've got this much left of this skein. This is the second skein. And so it's going to do a little bit more, but not as much rows as I did in the beginning because it was smaller. You know how it goes up. Sorry about my hair. I took a shower, but I used my shower cap because I didn't want a wet head. But anyway, isn't it beautiful how it's working up though? You really can't see the colors in here. It's better to look at it from the outside because the greens are just so aquamarine color in it, and it's just so beautiful. But anyway, that's how much I got done. So you got to see some yarn, just there's no crochet. no crocheting in this video. But and I've got it in my cute mushroom bag that my mom got me with the cute little froggy on it. So whereas I got out, I bought yarn twice, 3 times if you count the live and the Hobby Lobby and the online yarn shopping. Kind of lost money in that deal because I spilled coffee on it. But anyway, and then the rest of the weekend went to hell in a handbasket. Excuse my language, but it did. And Kage keeps getting in the video. But that's about all. It's 23 minutes in. And yeah, so I figured this one rated a Tales from the Craftroom title because it was just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kage, what's he doing, buddy? What's he doing? You want in Mama's lap. He says it's time for Kage. And that's what he does when I'm crocheting, and I don't move everything for him to get in my lap. So if I don't do that soon, we're going to start hearing him meowing because he's going to want, you know, my attention. But anyway, so I hope you guys are being little joy bombs in your corner of the world and that you're having a better time of it than I am at the moment. And while you're out and about running your errands today, make sure when you come across someone to give them your best smile because you never know what they've been through. You don't know. And your smile might be just what they need to turn their day around. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.